love me, yeah, they love me. First love yourself. For that, and God we trust me. I don't trust myself. Your jewelry, I get it took. No show.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Florida, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. They will also match your first deposit up to $100, and you get a special pick when you sign up. Of course, I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Cam and Mase.
What up, man?
What's going on?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad I'm doing wonderful, actually. Since you're doing great, and I'm doing wonderful.
That is great. Okay, so let's talk about NBA. The Miami Heat beat the Lakers 108-107, so only by 1 point. Anthony Davis experienced spasms in his left hip and had to exit the game early. So thoughts on the Heat's win, and then how do you think his injury affected the Lakers?
Well, I do know this. Starting, I think we might, even though it's 10% into the season, do you think it's time to panic as the Lakers?
Yes. I panicked before the season started. Yes.
It's time to panic, yeah.
When Anthony Davis is on your team for the last 4 or 5 years, it's a panic before the season started. But yeah,
I was thinking about that. It might be time to panic. He had 9 points, and it's just mind-boggling to think that he doesn't get what they're expecting of him. And I don't want to make the whole season about him, but the whole season is going to be about you, Anthony Davis. If you don't play better, the team is not going to win. And then LeBron going to have to figure out how to package to get him out there. That's pretty much my whole takeaway of the whole game. To lose to Miami. Because I don't think Miami is that dominant for them to be lose. You got to win these kind of games. What do you think?
We had a conversation yesterday. And I asked everybody, including OJ, who would you rather have?
Yeah, Bam
or Anthony Davis? Mm-hmm. Just yesterday, we had this conversation. Anthony Davis, 9 points, 25 minutes, 4 for 7 shooting, 9 points, and a loss. Bam, 22 points, 15 rebounds, 20 rebounds, 10 assists, triple-double. So he had a 22, 20 rebounds, 10 assists game. Bam Adebayo.
Yeah. That means we know what we're talking about.
I want to say some things, but then it seems like we constantly picking on people when I go this route. I really want to say some things, but it seems like it's a broken record every 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
When we're talking about this. Now, look. Shit pissing me off because I'm trying to
be diplomatic.
No pun intended. I'm trying to be diplomatic about this situation. LeBron James, 30 points.
Yeah, LeBron did what he was supposed to do.
This is Groundhog's Day. We just talked about this yesterday. I don't know what vitamins he taking, was the meal plans on 37 minutes for a 38-year-old man about to be 39 in a month or so. Carrying his team for the first 10%, seven games throughout the season. Braun, I told you this shit, bro. I told you this shit. Yo, listen. And I ain't in the told you so business. Rich, I hate to keep calling out the same people. Now, look, it may be too late because we already said it. What should have happened, and they might have could have pulled this off, but they wasn't looking at it. What should have happened was Because they might have went for it in off-season. Trading Anthony Davis for Bam. That would have gave LeBron James the dog that he wanted on the team. He may not have been able to try and put the team in Bam's hand, but you're going to get a 20-point triple-double dog. Yeah. Try and do that trade now. Nigga like, no fucking way, man. This man's a spasm here, pause, a spasm there, a pinky toe this week, a fingernail next week. Listen, man, I am sick of it. I'm sick of it, man. And I'm not going to go crazy about it because we said this before the season. We said this opening night when he said he was ready to play the Joker, and he was ready to play the Joker. We've been saying this every other episode. And look, the reason that we're going to talk about the Lakers because the Lakers are like the Yankees in baseball. Mm-hmm. They're like the Cowboys in football. They're the standard of the NBA.
But you don't talk about the Cowboys. You said you're not going to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, we not, because at the end of the day, at least the Lakers won a championship in the last 5 years. Bubble or not. Yeah. They won. The Lakers won, I believe, 6 championships, if I'm not mistaken, this century. Mm-hmm. I don't want to keep talking about people who haven't won championships this century. Not decade. Yeah. Not half decade. Century. That means when the ship flips over every 100 years, they've won.
They got a chip.
They've won 6 championships. The Cowboys have not had a championship this century. So listen, man, Bron, I really feel bad for LeBron. Because you know why? It's no silver lining at the end of the rainbow. It's no light at the end of the tunnel.
But why do you feel sorry for LeBron? Didn't he pick him?
This is true. This is true.
This your guy, LeBron. This the guy you picked. Being the GM, they brought him who he thought he needed.
You have no argument with me out of that particular situation. You're absolutely right. But listen, it's like this. I'm trying to think of a good scenario because I think you're correct about that. Of course, LeBron can't say that, but that's why Rich Paul's around and they make things happen. And he's the real MVP for making things happen. I would love to see what he's going to do with this situation because he'll definitely make some magic happen.
It's going to be really brilliant to see what he maneuvers out of this one because he's going to have to package him with somebody else, pause, because this is definitely not going to get better. Yeah, and every time you come back to this situation, you're going to be reminded that no matter how good he plays, it's not going to be good enough to beat the Joker. They're in the same conference.
And the Joker's younger. Yeah. And the Joker is just a monster. I mean, that's the standard of centers right now, especially, I would say for the NBA, but definitely on the West Coast. You may argue some people with Embiid, but it's a problem. Anthony Davis is the 3 or 4 flakes that's left in the cereal that you don't want to eat after you finish eating cereal.
The shell flake.
the joints that's soggy and all that. Like, yo, you just pour the whole shit out because you prefer not to eat those 4 flakes, man. You soggy.
You gotta chill. You can't do anything like that.
Nigga soggy, bro. Pause, man. Like, I'm not fucking with them flakes, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because, like you said, I know LeBron's like this, one of them situations where, because like you said, he was part of the decision making of making them come there, but it's like that's what happens when you don't go to the store and try your clothes on and you order online. Yeah, and it doesn't fit properly. He's like, damn, I should have went and tried these pants on. Pause. These joints ain't what these joints. That's that online shopping right there when you go.
Shopping off the gram.
Yeah, exactly. Shopping off
Fashion
the gram.
Nova for men.
That's what happens. You got it what you should have did, and I know it would have been tampering at the time, as you should have held a secret workout with that nigga every weekend or whenever y'all was off to figure out if this nigga's gonna get hurt, because a lot of times he's been hurt consistently since he's been to Lakers. That 1 year at the bubble, LeBron, I think told him it's nobody here. You shouldn't be. I'm with you every day. How you get hurt?
Yeah.
We're together. You didn't go home and slub your toe.
They patted the elevator. They did everything.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't want to hear nothing because I see you every 3 hours, every 2 hours. So outside of that, I really believe that, you know, a lot of people forget when he was with the Pelicans before he strong-armed his way out of New Orleans. He wasn't playing fourth quarters. I don't know if people remember that or not, but that was part of his strong arm and his way out. You know, I wouldn't say Clutch Sports. I'm not blaming Clutch Sports, but they crafty over there. Yo, Ben Simmons, go to practice with your cell phone. Go drop it on the floor so Doc can see it. I'm not blaming Clutch Sports behind it. I'm just saying it's a lot of athletes under there that come up with crafty ways. Very crafty. I love it. I get out. You got to do what you got to do. I'm not saying y'all do that.
But he respected jokes.
Yeah, I respect the jokes. I definitely do. And a lot of people don't remember that Anthony Davis was not playing fourth quarters prior to him leaving New Orleans, and that may play the factor into his health. You really was playing 2.5 quarters per game because you was sitting out those last 4 quarters when you was in New Orleans, and that may have translated, maybe a jinx, maybe it be karma, whatever it is.
Karma spent the block.
Yeah, exactly.
And is making him look like he was a big fish in a small pond.
Right. It was
because when you're doing all of that in New Orleans and then you get to LA, LA is a whole different animal.
Listen, it was a time, and it wasn't that long ago, when Anthony Davis was considered a top 5 player in the NBA.
Like, I'm saying that's in New Orleans, though.
No, absolutely. Even in the year they won, listen, like me and Sin got into my Mega Sin City. We got into a big, not big, you know, we be arguing and shit. And he was so mad because as soon as the Lakers won the championship that year, so he was like, is LeBron the best player in the NBA? Because, you know, I believe that year I had Kawhi first and James Harden second, and I had LeBron like fourth, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, LeBron's the best player in the NBA.
And what did he say?
He's like, all right, thank you. I was like, I said, listen, I'm not going to say it and act like he not. Like, yo, I watched it. I doubted it because he was getting older. He came off an injury the year before that. Yes, he's the best player in the NBA. This was after the bubble. So 2 weeks later, Sin says, so LeBron's going to be the best player going in next year? I said, no. He said, how you going to do that, yo? I said, he was the best player.
For that season. Things will change next season.
Things will this nigga threw a tantrum, start calling everybody, yo, this nigga, this week going to say LeBron is the best player. He talking about he ain't the best player. I don't understand. This nigga was going crazy because I said, Anthony Davis, to me, is now the best player going into the new season. I don't understand how you could do this. This is a da-da-da. More of the story is because I picked Anthony Davis because I knew he played a major part in LeBron getting that championship, and I knew LeBron couldn't have got the championship without him. Anthony Davis in the bubble was exceptional. He was killing. Now, LeBron got the MVP as he should have, but Anthony Davis played a big part. That's why I was saying when LeBron this year, 3-4 years later, however many years later it is, LeBron talking about what we're going to do this year is hand the team over to him. And, yo, that was after the bubble, bro. After the bubble, it was supposed to be.
After the bubble is when he should have done it.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. It's supposed, and you know why LeBron's saying it now? Because that was supposed to go without being said.
Yeah.
That was one of them joints like, I gave you a chip. You see what it feel like for us. It was supposed to go without being said that Anthony Davis, you're taking this team over, that I'm going to play second fiddle because I'm 36 years old at the time, 35 years old. I'm getting older. You shouldn't have to announce it. So now LeBron is like, since niggas didn't get the memo, it's your team. And looking at this, it just doesn't seem like it's his team.
It's not his team. If LeBron is getting 30 and he got 9, how is it his team?
But
this goes back to when I was watching Kobe talk about Dwight, right? And he was saying, guys want you to just give them the team. You never just give somebody the team.
Right.
Somebody got to prove that they're ready to walk in those shoes. I'm a firm believer of that. Until a person does it without the title, they don't get the title.
Right. Hey.
So
that
if he
sounds
was
good.
going to give him the title of this is your team without him doing the work, that's a bad choice of leadership. You don't lead and you don't make leaders like that.
It ain't about that. I agree with you totally.
Yeah.
It's about trying to mentally will
Yeah.
him into that position.
And that's manipulation. That's not going to work.
Right.
Because let me say it again. That's manipulation, LeBron, and it won't work. And let me tell you why I can tell you that. As a part-time psychologist, this is why I can tell you this. Anything
Here we
you
go.
can talk a person into, they can be talked out of.
Fair point. Fair point.
By somebody else?
Yeah.
I believe you.
Okay.
You didn't know that stat? You didn't know I was a part-time psychologist?
No, I find out something new every
Yeah,
day.
you know. I actually got a doctorate in that.
Oh.
But
From
you know,
where?
From-
From
I
where?
was-
Yeah. Okay.
Capital with a C.
Right.
You didn't know that? Oh, okay. You learn something new every day.
You do. I'm
Pull it
gonna
up.
search it too.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I believe you could be a psychologist. It depends on who you're talking to. I definitely believe that depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to the Heat because Bam did have the first 20 rebound triple-double in Miami history, which is crazy. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
it.
crazy.
And also Tyler Hero's top 20 in scoring.
Mhm.
Their record is what Miami record is usually at this time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going off what is, I think they're 3 or 4.
Mhm.
But, this is what Miami does.
Right.
Did Jimmy Butler hand the team over to Hero?
Exactly.
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Yeah, did he?
He doesn't have to do that. It's, you know, Tyler Hero, to me, my particular feelings with Tyler Hero, he has something to prove because his name was floating around with that Damian Lillard trade
Yeah.
that never happened. And it was a time where he erased Miami Heat off all his social accounts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was like, oh,
Yeah,
niggas,
we saw you, Tyler Hero. We
Yeah,
saw it.
yeah,
You
he
ain't
took-
low.
He took his name off all the social media accounts and everything else. And niggas like, if niggas think I ain't shit, watch.
Yeah.
Watch. And I think that's where Tyler Hero's mind is right now. And listen, the Heat, they definitely are entertaining team and somebody to watch, but they're going to have this seesaw season and we'll see where that. I would like to start monitoring the Heat more closely, maybe 20, 25 games in, because their record doesn't necessarily reflect what they do in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. I thought Hero should have been playing like this like 2 years ago, actually. Because watching him come out of Kentucky, I thought he was going to be like this a little earlier. So I'm glad he got the memo.
Well, the whole shit about it, he got the money.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the memo. The memo was the money. I think he signed for $130 million or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, the memo was the money. Pat
Right.
Riley said, this is the memo, $130. Go do it. See, a lot of people, he got hurt last year and they was missing that piece. So a lot of people forget.
Yeah.
He was playing good. It's just that nigga got hurt last year and they needed him. But $130 million, I think Pat Riley got the memo and I think that he got it too.
James Harden had his debut with the Clippers with 17 points and 6 assists, but the Knicks won over the Clippers 111-97. So thoughts on the Clippers?
Yeah, that's another thing. Are you ready to panic about that team? Because he gets on the team. Nah, let me stop.
Go ahead.
James
Go ahead. Don't stop.
Say what you
yeah.
about to say.
Don't
Say what you about to
stop.
say.
It ain't nothing.
I'm just saying what it looks like from over here. I mean, if you think about them losing to New York, and that's a game they should win. They had everybody present. You add yourself to the equation, and then you lose that game. I know people gonna say it's learning process, but he been playing with Westbrook for years. That ain't nothing new.
I agree.
They gotta get this done, especially if you're playing against the Knicks. They should win that game. And just I'm putting it on James Harden until he changes.
He changes what? What you mean until he changes?
He said he's the system. he said he's the system, so I'm holding them to the system. So if they don't win, it's his system, right? That's what I'm saying. Nah, James, we fool with you, but you got to win, man. If you don't win, it look like you messing up the chemistry.
Right.
Yo,
you bringing a bad system.
He definitely said that.
Mm-hmm.
It's another shit I just want to go crazy about, but I'm not
crazy.
No, you know why? Because sometimes I get too hyper and I work myself up. So people need to understand that I don't really need to get hyper to get my point across. But because I'm not gonna let niggas make me burst a blood vessel pause this early in the season. Now, 40, 50 games in, I'm not gonna keep going crazy. Because one thing that I learned last year when we was last season, pardon me, when we was working, and I'm learning with our first season doing football, I'd be very critical of analysts and sports commentators doing this all year round.
Mm-hmm.
Because you sit there and you say, you don't know what you're talking about. You changed your mind this week, did this last week, this and then you're like, damn, y'all players fuck it up for niggas like us because we sit there.
Yeah, you make us look bipolar.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
you're not consistent.
Yeah, but we've been doing pretty well on what we've been seeing and what we've been predicting, and that's why niggas fuck with us because we've been doing well with that. And when we wrong, we'll say we're wrong.
So make a prediction right now on the Clippers.
I can't make a prediction because this is what I think. And I think Ty Lue is smart enough to know this. You cannot start these four players, man. Like, look, you can sit there and say Kawhi is a small forward or Paul George is a small forward. Russell Westbrook is a point guard. James Harden's a two guard. Essentially, these are all four guards.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what height they are, what that height they are.
They playing like niggas used to play in the hood.
Yeah, it's four guards
and a big man.
And the big man. So I'm sitting there looking at the starting lineup. They don't even put, this is how crazy it is. I'm looking at how they have it lined up for their starting lineup. So it has Russell Wilson, point guard.
Westbrook.
I'm so sorry. Thank you. Russell Westbrook, point guard. James Harden, shooting guard. Kawhi Leonard, small forward. Paul George, forward. It don't even say power forward. It's just a F. So I'm not one of those people big on belief that you have, because you're a power forward, that's where you have to stay on the court. The games definitely evolved to where power forwards can be point forwards. Draymond has showed that for the last however many years. Even Charles Barkley will bring. There's a lot of people who bring the ball up now where you can run your offense through different people. But these are four guards, just straight up and down. These are four guards starting on your lineup. Ty Lue is going to have to make a decision who is going to come off the bench. My personal opinion, James Harden should come off the bench.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's hear me out.
You'll be in Roscoe's if you do that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's mentally tough for that. The reason I say that, the reason I say that is because I don't think Russell Westbrook is going to make a difference off the bench. I think they tried that with the Lakers.
It messed his mentality up.
His mental thinking, and I think Russ is tough. I just don't think he's a help off the bench to where James Harden could be Manu Ginobili off the bench. I don't know if he has the mental capacity to come off the bench. I'm not sure. He done it before, and they went to the championship.
They can't put Paul George at no power forward, though.
That's a fact. But what happens is this. If you bring James Harden off the bench, which it worked before, very successful at a young age, so he already has a mentality for it, it moves everybody up. So
how are they going to change the GOAT position, but not everybody else?
Right. So what I'm saying is if you bring him off the bench, what happens is you have Russell Westbrook as point guard. Now you could put either Kawhi Leonard or Paul George at the 2 or the 3, whichever one. But you need some size pause down low. That's what I predict, that Ty Lue will make this change, because back to the original topic, losing to the Knicks is unsatisfactory.
That's not your debut.
That's not the debut you want to lose, and it makes you untrustworthy.
Yeah.
I can't trust the Clippers at this point, and they've been not be able to be trusted for years. So I don't think this starting lineup's going to work. I think what Ty Lue did was say, I gave y'all a shot.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple more games to see if it's going to go. But if this starting lineup does not work and it doesn't look good, I think he'll make the adjustments. But I think he did that to show them, I know this ain't going to work.
Yeah, if they were smart, what they would do is, the only way this works with all of them in the same starting lineup, they would have to run like that offense that Villanova runs, where they got two guards up top, and it's like everybody else's guards as well. You have to spread them out, because the way that they're doing it is just packing up the perimeter to the point that nobody's able to make a move. And that's so Ty Lue, if you're listening to this, go look at Villanova. I know you're the professional, but we may know a few things. Put the 2 guards up top. Put Paul George and Kawhi on this side, on each sides, and then you'll create some space on the floor, because you don't have crazy shooters like that.
You said we know a few things, but honestly, you guys have proven to know a lot of things. So
yeah, it's a fact. Well,
and when they go back and look at Villanova, they're gonna recognize that's why Villanova used to win a lot, because the way that little offense they do.
The Mavs beat the Magic 117-102, and the Mavs are now 6-1. So thoughts on their team right now?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing much better than the time when I was out in Dallas. When I was out in Dallas, they was just getting buckets. Now it seemed like my boy Luka got the Disney assassin and got the memo, and now he's thinking, yo, I got to show that I could win. And I like the way they're playing. I really do. I think even Kyrie is being consistent. Every time he comes out, 24, 22, he's staying right there, and Luka is making his presence known. And I think they're playing really great to not have any dominant center or any dominant power forward. They got that one guy from not one guy. They got my boy from Boston, and now he's on front court. So they're doing pretty good. And Jason Kidd seemed like he want to win. Yeah. Finally.
I want to say sorry to Luka, and I want to apologize for not having you in my top 10. And like I just said in our previous segment, that when we're wrong, we're wrong. And Luka is out here killing, and he picked up where he left off. But the difference is that you guys are winning, and if you keep this up, this is what we were talking about. Are you going to make your team better to win? Right now, and I know you may not want to hear it, but I'm going to take somebody out my top 10, I don't know who, so that you could go on my top 10 now after we played a few games into the season, because it's looking sensational.
I had Luka in my top. Pause. I definitely did. I had Wemby, Joker, Giannis.
He put up the receipts.
Embiid, Curry, Durant, Luka, Booker, Ja, and Damian Lillard. But that's why I'm an expert.
Ooh.
I'm not mad at you. Continue on. There's people waving at Cam from the window.
I'd rather deal with them to hear what he was talking about just now. So I was talking to them. You sat there and listen, maybe you did. I'm not going to say you didn't. I'm going to go back and look at the episode because tomorrow.
Let's run the tape. So I got Kevin Durant at 5. Then I got Luka at 6. I got Luka 6. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, listen, you had him in the top 10, and The reason I didn't because they haven't been winning. But listen, I said I apologize, and I'm not apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to
So
Luka.
you gonna apologize to a nigga you don't know, but you ain't gonna
I'm apologizing to the nigga out there scoring 37 points every night, 35 points and getting triple doubles and everything.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you that I may have been wrong, but I'm not gonna apologize to you about it. Look, that was your pick. I picked my picks. You know when I want my apology? Is if they don't get to the Western Conference Finals. We'll see it. I'm gonna bring your list back up at the end of the year. We'll see. Remember today's date so I can go back to my
no apology today, no apology tomorrow, you know? You know how this goes.
But if you had them in, like you said, we went to the tape, you had them in there. Great. This is why we're a team. This is why.
You see that stat? Now we're a team.
Listen, this is why we're a team. So that
you say you're doing great. I'm doing phenomenal.
You're doing a
now
great job. You're doing a great job. I'm not gonna change my stance on the Mavericks not winning, but as far as him being a top 10 player, as far as the season is going right now, an apology. Also, what I think plays a major part into this is that this is probably the most under the radar Kyrie Irving's been in the last 6 to 7 years.
Yeah.
I'm talking about not.
He's just quiet, playing ball.
Playing basketball. Yeah. He's not no distraction off the court. And I'm not saying he ever was a distraction. The media makes him a distraction to make it seem like, oh, he's holding out. He doesn't want to be here. He's walking around the Boston Garden with Sage. He
walking around Boston Garden with Sage.
You ain't see that?
No.
He's walking around Boston Garden before the game was burning sage.
They get the bad energy out.
You know, he's playing Boston. You gotta watch that video. He walks around the whole basketball court with burning sage before anybody gets in the arena. And these are the clips that they show of him.
Yeah.
So I think that that's playing a major part in what's going on in Dallas, that this man could finally play basketball without being scrutinized about anything else he does off the court. But Dallas Mavericks are doing really well. Their one loss is to Denver, which are the reigning champions. So Jason Kidd, Shamgar, the rest of the crew over there, congratulations. I hope this keeps up for you guys, and we'll see.
Right.
And that's what I should apologize for, not having Kyrie in my top 10.
Apologize for what you want to apologize for, Mason. Now Kyrie's in your top 10 again. Now Kyrie's back.
I apologize on camera for not having my guy Falls in top 10.
Okay.
That's a wild nigga, boy. Nigga's wild, bro.
I don't know about that one, but we'll see if that's still the case next week. Okay.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Exactly. We'll see what happens next week.
Right. The Celtics got their first loss of the season. They lost to the Timberwolves 114-109. Are the Timberwolves a team people should be more worried about?
That's a good question. Are the Timberwolves a team we should be worried about? If they begin to get that front court to really play like they did, and I mean, they really could be a dangerous team. I'm not saying to win the West or anything like that. When you got that kind of front court and you got Anthony Edwards playing the way he is, then the way he should be playing, then that team, like I said, could be very dangerous because you got this strong front court and then you got this guard that could pretty much produce. They remind me a lot of. Now I've been hanging out with OJ, so if it sounds crazy, it came from OJ. Blame OJ. They remind me of the early Bulls when they had Jordan, they had Cartwright, and they were just looking for that Scottie Pippen. Once they got that Scottie Pippen, they were able to win a lot of championships. So I wanted to say something crazy because that's what OJ would say.
85 beers.
85 beers. 90-something Bulls.
Rudy Gobert is soft. He's a good defensive player. And I don't mean soft like that because he's not soft. That's the wrong word to use. I'm sorry, Rudy, because
You remember they had like Cartwright,
Rudy Gobert is a 2-3.
Livingston, and all of them.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Rudy Gobert is a 2-time defensive player of the year. He was very decent in Utah. And so I apologize by saying he's soft. You know, him and Donovan Mitchell, they had their little spat over COVID. I thought that he was very good. I don't want to use the word soft, maybe because his last name is Gobert. And it makes me think of yoga like Gobert. You know? So,
it's international.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't like the last name Gobert. It makes me think of like some sort. But to your point, they could be dangerous. Listen, they went undefeated in the preseason. The problem with Minnesota is this, and it doesn't matter because the playoffs don't work like that, but you're in the same conference as the Nuggets, or the same division as the Nuggets. And that's going to be a problem trying to win that division. I think that you're 100% right. They may be a piece away from stepping up to the next level, but they're still that piece away.
Yeah.
I think that Anthony Edwards is a superstar.
Yeah.
I think he's a monster.
He's a small forward away.
Yeah, he deserves that money that he got in the offseason. And I like them, but do I like them? The thing is this, let me ask you, the question is, do I like them better than Golden State? Do I like them better than Denver? Do I like them better even than Memphis when John Morant gets back?
Mm-hmm.
Do I like them better than the Lakers? And when they're not necessarily reflecting right now because of their record, do I like them better than Sacramento? And do I like them better than a healthy Pelicans? That's what I have to put into perspective when I think about.
No, until they get that other piece on the team, they can't beat none of those teams.
And those with 6 or 7 teams I just named that I have to sit there and compare them to in their conference. So I'm saying I like them. I think they're good. And like you said, maybe they're a piece away, but I can't put them above any of those teams that we named. Now, time will tell if it goes differently because the Suns' record isn't what we thought it would be. Bradley Beal still isn't back. Anthony Davis hip bone hurt. Sacramento has not been playing exactly how they started off last year. I'm not sure if Zion played all his games yet. It's a bunch of, who's going to be available throughout. Even when I'm sitting there watching New Orleans, Brandon Ingram, the first 2-3 games are sitting on the bench. People are taking games off when they feel like it. Meanwhile, LeBron is playing all these fucking games, and these younger players are taking games off when they feel like it. So we have yet to see what's going to happen. I don't want to count Minnesota out, but it's about injuries because it seems like somebody gets hurt every 3 hours in the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay. And then before we go to break, I know it's still early, but what are your biggest takeaways from the season so far?
My biggest takeaway from this season thus far is that this is gonna be a light. How could I put it for the Lakers? The Lakers are gonna transition this year. This is gonna be the year that either Anthony Davis steps up or we're gonna have to consider blowing up this Laker team that they have. That's one of my takes from it. I could see also the Knicks having a good year, and they need to bring what's the guy named Mitchell to New York. He's the piece that New York really needs. That's what I've seen thus far. He's playing really well to work his way to New York. And I think Spike Lee will really enjoy that.
My biggest takeaway so far of the NBA season, it's a lot of 4 and 3 teams, 3 and 4 teams. Nobody's really standing outside of, I would say, the people that we assume to stand out are Denver, Boston, of course, Milwaukee's 4 and 2. Sixers are doing better than what we thought. They're 5 and 1. The Magic is doing well. They're 4-3. They're over 500. But the biggest takeaway for me so far is the Phoenix Suns.
Mm-hmm.
The Phoenix Suns, they are now 3-4. Bradley Beal has not played yet. Devin Booker missed a couple games. And it's going to look like KD's going to need some help to get this done. They're 3-4. They're currently in their division behind Golden State and the Clippers. But you got to think about it also. The Lakers are 3-4. And the biggest surprise is the Sacramento Kings 2-4. So I would say it's between the Sacramento Kings and the Phoenix Suns not coming out the gate, having a great start. Sacramento Kings, y'all had great success last year. I thought y'all would feed off that and start the season off strong, and that hasn't been the case. And Phoenix, we don't know exactly what's going on because we haven't seen everybody play, but we can't count on people to do well as soon as they get there because there's no chemistry being formed. If you're 10% into the season and one of your key players that's supposed to be a big piece, a part of the Phoenix Suns isn't there, first of all, how long is it going to take him to get in the game shape? Of course, he's at practice and not going to let him play until then, but they're probably going to put him on a minute restriction. Then you got to work with Book. Then you got to work with Kevin Durant. I'm talking about Bradley Beal here and create chemistry. How long is that going to take? So to me, the Phoenix Suns are my biggest disappointment coming out the beginning of the season, being that I had them for my pick to go to the Western Conference Finals.
That was a good one. And another thing that I thought about, my biggest takeaway from this season is that we need more players that could just take over the game. I remember there was a time where people that one player just takes over the game. It's not based upon if he's playing or this person is playing. What happened to those players? Like the Joker that just say, I don't care who's on that team.
Right.
I'm going to beat y'all.
Right. The thing about it is, Mase, how many big takeaways are you going to have from the season? This is your 19th biggest takeaway. Stat asked you what's your biggest takeaway. And
no, after I was listening to you and you said, yo, KD's going to need help. Then it's LeBron need. I'm like, bro, what happened to a nigga say, yo, this is my team, nigga. Come with me, nigga. I'm the one to follow.
Joker definitely got that vibe with him. We seen it last year, 100%. And LeBron got that shit with him too.
Yeah.
It's definitely Steph Curry got it. It's people with it, but I get
the
what you're saying.
The new generation is more like, yo,
let's do it together.
Yesterday, my tape didn't come early enough to get my foot taped.
Right, yeah.
Bro.
What's the name got that shit too? John Morant.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Morant got that dog in them paws. Certain people, you're right. I don't know. We haven't seen it in a while, so it's destitute. It's like, yo.
I'm just putting it out there so somebody could bring it back.
Yeah, like where's the nigga who going, like when nigga hit the game winner and Dwayne Wade jump on the table and say, this is my house, nigga.
Yeah,
it's
where's that guy?
Yeah, it was my house.
Like Kawhi.
Yeah.
When he hit the shot from the corner.
Right. You know, even one of our great friends, Gilbert Arenas, when he goes to the Staples Center, it's crypto now, but when he goes to the Staples Center and scores 60 points on the Lakers, gives 60 points on Kobe, God bless the dead, and go to half court after the game and take a bow at half court. So where's that at? I miss it. And I'm sad
what
about
I was saying. That's my takeaway.
Actually,
another takeaway.
We're never going to end.
Go ahead, Stan.
I was going to say, I actually agree with both of y'all. I think a lot of the younger players are being a lot more humble because I do feel like Paolo Banchero and Tyrese Halliburton could both kind of have that energy, but they're being nicer about it. And then I also agree with you with KD and the Suns. I'm going to say I do feel like KD's carrying. I wish people could step it up a little bit, but maybe we'll see it along the season. So I agree with both of y'all.
The whole thing about his stat is like, the two players you named earlier.
Tyrese Halliburton and Paolo Banchero.
Right. You got to realize when it comes to players like that, and they can have that dog in them paws, but they just don't. is because they watch people like you.
Give them bad advice.
And give them, say, I don't care what they do on their personal time. I don't care if you have your nails. I don't
if
care.
That's what works for him.
I don't care because they like
you
stats.
Keep giving them a way out.
Yeah, and listen, these players like the stats of the world. So if the stats of the world are comfortable with their being passive on a lot of things, we don't need to be a dog. Stat likes us. She doesn't care what goes on in our own time. And listen, you don't have to be a dog when it comes to stat. If that's what you want to do in your life, that's her favorite. If that's what you want to do in your life, I'm fine with it. I don't care. This is exactly why, Stat, you're part of the problem. We don't have these players anymore.
Crow run up there and cry in his mother's arms.
Yeah, I don't
you don't see nothing wrong with it.
It's okay to show vulnerability. If you show a little vulnerability as a man, I think that's sexy sometimes. Yeah, Stat like that shit, huh? Let me go find my mom so I can cry. And Stat can think that it's cool. Yeah, man.
I don't even have nothing to say.
You can't. Because don't make us go to the videotape.
Yeah, we'll go to the videotape.
We'll go to the videotape on you, Stat. You're part of the reason there ain't nobody doing this no more.
So you guys feel like this is a soft generation era?
Not soft. What's the word? Straight-laced.
Duke, what you think, Duke?
That's the question of the day.
Sensitive
era.
Emotionally aware.
I knew critical thinking would know what's going on. This is a very sensitive era, and I like that word from critical. I don't always agree with the words of Duke the God, but it's a very, very sensitive era as to where...
Yeah, you can't even curse nobody out no more.
Right, and at the end of the day, you can't even say the wrong thing because even giving your opinion might get you fined. But what I'm saying is this, right? And look, let's just be straight up and down. You go get jewelry because girls like jewelry.
Yeah.
You go get a nice car because the girls like a nice car. You come to my crib, I got pink pillows. I'm talking about. I got the pink laid out, and I make sure they comfortable. It's an extra toothbrush. I like to make sure that they're comfortable. So when you come, a lot of stuff that guys do is catered to attract what they like.
Yeah.
If you don't have to be this way to get a stat, then I don't know. Status. You could be vulnerable around stat. Yeah. You could be calm. I guess you could drive your mom's car because she will respect that you're not trying to be somebody you're not. So I agree with Duke was sensitive, but if that's what the younger players are attracting, and these girls are comfortable with that, cool. Now, stat is basically the standard of what a young Black female should be, in my opinion, especially coming out of college, very, very professional, carries herself well. Great professionalism, like when it comes to this. I'm very, like for a 22-year-old, how she's on time, she has a set, she does everything well. And I think for a Black woman in America, moving forward, especially be corporate or your own business, I think that is definitely the standard. But the same, no problem.
That's
but the
so
same
nice.
time, no problem. But the same time, there's bitches out there want they pussy scratched.
Them dreads do the best.
The dreads do it the best. I want a driller. Give me a nigga that's drilling something. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Suki, you turn around so I can eat your ass, nigga. It's all type of shit out there. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's a list of different Black women out there, and I'm not saying that those females aren't doing their thing.
Killer, I didn't know you knew Sukiana.
Yo, you know why? Because you know what happened was, I didn't know a bitch was trying to be subliminal with me and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there driving. You mind if I put my Bluetooth on? I guess I was playing too much Nas and Hove and all that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm listening. I start getting into it. Your pussy old pink, your ass brown, all that. Then this song comes on. She says, "I'm eating the nigga ass. I'm eating nigga ass. I'm eating nigga ass. Then we switch. Now I'm eating his ass, and I'm eating his ass. I'm eating his ass. And I said, are you trying to tell me? I'm not, because my thing is this.
She threw this on with you in the car?
In my car. And I'm like, yo, I hope this ain't a message. Because look, let me tell you something about me real quick.
Yeah.
When it come to me, right, I let you get in the gooch. That's as far as you go. When I say the gooch, that's under the balls. You can come under the balls. Don't touch my asshole, yo. I'm not. Don't turn me on. And I know. Listen. Now, have I got my asshole eaten up before? Pause. When I was a teenager, and I thought it was cool, I didn't have no advice. Nobody tell me because I'm sitting there. I'm like, and listen.
Yeah.
And when a bitch ate my ass, my nights wasn't up and I was now on my knees. Yeah. I did it for her. She wanted that turned you on. Now it was cool now. It don't really do nothing for me now.
You said you wasn't on your knees.
Because niggas get on their knees and let a bitch eat their ass.
And she ain't lick.
Yeah, my legs was down. I was just straight like this. I was straight. Yeah, this was helping you out. This was making you get a nut. I ain't gonna knock it. Now, if you want goosh under the balls, go ahead. But that don't do nothing for me. So when she played the song, I'm like, we ain't gonna switch. We not switching. You're not eating my ass or just because you know what happens? I'm gonna tell you what happened, and I'm not gonna get too much. This is the last thing. All right. This is the last thing. This is what happened. I'm gonna tell you a real story. And now listen, before I tell this story, eating my ass don't turn me on. It don't. But if it turns you on, fuck my gooch. That's as far as you can go. We from a harsh neighborhood, America, right? So look, I'll tell y'all the story. Yeah. This is what happened, right? Yeah. It was this girl in my hood, and she fucked me. I'm sorry, sorry, murder. Let murder. You don't need to hear this. This new murder back. I thought my old man murder was back. I thought her old murder was back. His new murder today made Mr. Betha. I'm telling them, this ain't got nothing to do with Mase or Stat. This is Cam's personal story. Just keep the camera on me so they're not involved. I come from a rough neighborhood, man. Now, what happened was I had sex with this girl, and a friend of mine had sex with this girl. So we like, yo, we got the room at the Trump. Why don't we just let me and my man bone you together? She like, nah, what you think I am? Da 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 da. And I'm like, we both already fucked you. We just little two-on-one situation. She's like, nah, you bugging, this, that, and the third. Couple weeks go by, and somebody else from my hood had a threesome with this girl. And we was like, damn, like, me and my man felt the way like, oh, you gonna have a threesome with these bum-ass niggas? I consider them bum-ass niggas. So I stepped to the bitch, I said, yo, you gonna have a threesome with these niggas, but me and my man can have a threesome? She said, oh, he told you that? I said, yeah. She said, did he tell you I put 3 fingers in his ass and he was throwing it back too? I said, hold the fuck on now. I said, hold on. No, that's wild. That's some wild shit right there. And I said, I'm not letting bitches be talking about me. Not that I want that anyway. But these bitches will talk about you with your fetishes. Be careful. Because niggas like to get tickled and all type of shit. Be careful with your fetishes. And I'm going to leave that at that because I see my man murdered. Look who is here. look who knows the story. We won't say no names. But I'll end it with that, man. Bitch threw Sukiyano on, man.
Suki, you see what you brought out of
like
camp. Yeah.
Sorry.
Suki brought it out of camp.
No, fuck that. I had to let y'all know, man. It's a rough, cold world, baby.
Right. We went from Paulo to Suki to soft generation to that. I don't know. But let us know your biggest takeaways from the season so far. We will be right back.
Pause that too.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. I'm stubborn and me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it, wanna be free.
Welcome back. So let's get into our underdog fantasy picks of the day. On Thursday, the Panthers will play the Bears. So quick little football pick. Underdog fantasy has Bryce Young at 8.5 rushing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
8.5. Pause. He should get more than that.
That nigga scrambling. I'm gonna say higher.
Okay. Their running back, Miles Sanders, is at 21.5 rushing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Higher.
Higher.
Okay. And then Cairo Santos is at 6.5 kicking points. Do you have him higher or lower?
How many points?
6.5 kicking points.
I'm gonna go lower.
I'm gonna go higher.
Okay. Make sure to download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too. Okay. Pat Bev sends a message to everyone saying, your favorite player wishes I was on his team on a recent podcast. So thoughts on his statement?
Pat Bev said everybody want to play on his team. Nigga. Let me stop. Big Pat, there's some people want to play on your team, but if that was the case, then you wouldn't have been traded as much. That would be my take on that. And just to think, he brings energy on the defensive side, but at some time that could be a problem because when you have to play offense, it's like you're not there. So I don't think everybody, especially in the West Coast, why would you want a guard that plays just defense when you got people shooting from the logo?
Yeah.
Where did you get this? Who told you this? I know why you said that because you knew I was going to say this. Shout out to Pat Bev for trolling us. Keep up the good work from the Troller Nation. Gil, what do you got to say for the triple single?
For the dollar menu.
Yo, Pat, you wildin', Pat. But I love it, Pat. Pause.
That's fucked up. You call Pat the dollar menu, man.
Yeah, Pat.
Listen, what I have to say is this. I think it's two things to look at it. And I'm not going to compare. I don't want to say it because he's not. He's
everybody would love to have him on their team.
Depending on how he's going to be used, pause. Now, it's a couple things. Pat Bev is the ultimate team player. I remember he played the Lakers last year, got to look.
Matter of fact, let me name one nigga that wouldn't want you on their team. Since everybody would want you on their team. Russ Westbrook don't want you on his team, nigga.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so it's already capped.
But they play with each other.
Yeah, but he got him out of there, too.
They both going there.
ASAP.
What I'll say is this, to me, this is what I'm trying to say. Pat Bev, to me, is like hockey with that nigga, the goon.
Yeah.
If you gonna use him as on goon time, I wouldn't mind Pat Bev on my team. My problem with Pat Bev is he's first of all, tremendous defensive player, absolutely. But like you said, on offense, these guards are sensational these days.
Yeah.
My problem with Pat Bev, and I think you're very entertaining as well. You talk shit. You from Chicago. I think you're very entertaining.
He's nice for the 90s.
I think my problem with Pat Bev, and I don't know this for a fact, you have to ask players on how they feel when he's in the locker room, but my particular problem with he got a lot of Chris Paul tendencies. And when I say that, a lot of, come here, let me talk to you. Now, if we space the floor out and we would have trapped, we would have to steal, like, yo, nobody want to talk to you about trapping, Pat. Like, that ain't it. But I think to answer the question, I think it's
He
something.
said they can't really say anything about his defense, so that's why niggas bring up his offense. Nigga, that's a part of the game. You're not a goalie, Pat. Yo, you gotta play.
Yeah, you're right. This isn't football or basketball. I mean, not basketball, football or baseball where this is all you play a defense. And even in baseball, they play defense as well. But you're right, goalie, you're not.
Nigga, you gotta play offense.
You have to play both sides.
So if you play hella defense, but don't get a point, we still didn't win. You gotta put a basket up.
I can say a lot of things, but I feel like I say too much about Pat Bev, so I'm going to let you out the floor because now if he goes off the hinges a couple more times this season, I'll say something else. But I like Pat Bev, and I think he is a great defensive player. Definitely, I want to say, I don't know if liability is the right word to use as far as him not scoring points.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a liability. I'm saying he's trolling.
Yeah.
He said what he said.
Yeah.
It could be his delusional view, though.
Possibly.
But we're here for it, Pat. We're here for it.
Right.
Keep up the great work.
Gold star. That's what that energy was.
Yeah.
Okay. Cavs rookie Imani Bates defends Thanasis Antetokounmpo, Giannis's brother's roster spot by posting, "Y'all quick to call somebody trash. Y'all don't know what dude been through and what he had to do to get here. He's probably one of the best locker room guys. Keep the energy up. Make sure to do his job every day with no complaints. Like, LOL, y'all be so quick to judge somebody for some clout. It's sad, bro. For real. We got to do better."
Wait up. Let me look up Imani Bates' stats because
He averaged 4 points.
4 points, 3 rebounds, and a half assist.
A lot of half shit.
A lot of half.
A lot of halves. A lot of 0.5s on this shit.
Yeah, this sound like weed.
Yeah, this sound like 2 for $1.
Yeah, this sound like the purchasing of marijuana in the hood. 3.0 shit.
Give me a
0.5.
5.
Yo, what is he talking about? You high, niggas. You high, niggas.
Oh,
Nah,
shit.
let me
shit.
stop. This the same Omani that we thought was gonna be like
We've
the
been watching
next one, man.
We was watching Imani Bates since 8th
Shout out
grade.
to Omani.
We was watching
joking.
Imani since 8th grade. And Mase,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know that Mase, he watches a lot of high school basketball. And he put me onto a lot of, I knew about Imani Bates, but Mikey, well, Mase watched, make a long story short, and we was talking about Imani probably when he was in
9th grade,
yeah,
man.
not me and Chris, but speaking, but I'm talking about people in general was like, oh, he's going to be the next Kevin Durant. He's going to be the next this. Grew the dreads and caught a gun charge, huh? That's what happened?
In Memphis.
Yeah. And now, and luckily, thank God for you, brother, that you didn't have what's going on with Mikey Williams going on. But in general, do your job, bro. You just got there. Please just stop. You got 0.5s all over the place. You averaged 14 minutes. You were supposed to be that nigga.
Yeah, he was on Sports Illustrated as the next chosen.
Right. And it's not too late, but come to your own defense. Because you need some defending about your own particular situation. So I think that's where we should start. Worry about yourself. Now back to what's his name?
How you pronounce it? You gotta get a haircut too.
Yeah, I mean,
get a haircut.
Okay. Needs a haircut. No, I don't know. I've seen them grow the dreads. I know you probably know more about them than I do.
Get a spiritual advisor. Work on your game. Hit the weight room. And put up some points.
No, not being funny or anything. Was that promotion for Dip to reach out to you? We know that you specialize in that as well.
I think most of the greatest people are. This is the thing at the top level, elite level. All the elite people are connected spiritually to somebody.
Right. So back to the Giannis brothers, and that's a great point, Mase as well. How do you say his name?
Thanasis.
This nigga's crazy, yo.
I was gonna say Adonis. Thanasis.
The tenacity, you know. Yo, you're funny.
He gotta go crazy with Thanasis.
You know that sound like a word Mike Tyson would pronounce. Shout out to Mike. The Thanasis of them.
Thanasis.
Yeah. It's Greek for eternal life.
How do you say the last?
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
No, that's not what I said.
What did you say?
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
That's not what I said. But you got it.
That's one of those tongue twisters.
What's wrong, fellas? It's
Greek.
Eternal
Greek
life.
names.
I would date a Thanasis.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind with a Thanasis.
That's actually cool. Like,
see, I
Thanasis?
know. See, it don't matter what it is, and there's nothing wrong with Thanasis.
But you wouldn't date a guy named Wendell, but you date a guy named Thanasis.
Hey, man. And the Wendells was reaching out too about that. The Wendell started reaching out to me.
What?
They were like, dang, like Wendell's out the picture. I was like, I never said I wouldn't talk to a Wendell. I just said that name's not common.
Wendell's around the country. Just random Wendell's.
Wendell's.
Oh, see, this is the shit I'm talking about. Yeah. You fucking... People are watching to see what you like.
You think you playing it light.
And now Mad Windows is talking about what's up.
And shout out to Thanasis.
Yeah, but I was going to say is this, though. And me and Bub was talking about this, and we came to one conclusion.
He said he might be a great energy guy and cause a locker room.
When I bring this up, you never thought about it. I guarantee you never thought about it.
All right, go ahead.
I guarantee nobody thought about it.
Yeah.
Because me and Bub was talking about it.
Okay.
Where is the footage of him before he got to the NBA to get scouted to be in the NBA? What college did he go to? What league did he play in? Where was he at that they said, "There's film on this guy that we need to get him here"? Where is the previous footage before?
There's no footage?
We searched. We can't find footage anywhere.
That's crazy.
So then I mean Luka should be able to bring his family.
This is the point that we're trying to make.
No disrespect to nobody. People count on me to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth. That means Luka or Victor should be able to bring his cousin, because that's what it...
But that's what I'm saying.
That's what you're basically saying.
Have you ever seen footage of Thanasis anywhere? PAL, Boys Club, a FIFA,
Euro League,
anything. What school was he at? They just showed a symbol. We tried to shit was Prince. It was nobody's seen any footage before he got to the NBA.
Everybody watching this show, go get the footage.
Yeah, now please
bring us the footage.
That's a fact. Now
bring us the footage.
Now we're not saying it isn't footage, but we could not find it. Now you know what's gonna happen. They gonna bring it tomorrow that we said this. All type of shit dunking on a tree in a crate and all type of shit. It's gonna pop up everywhere. Talking about, we went off this. He put a crate on a tree and it was 11 feet. Bring us some Thanasis footage. We would love to see it.
Good. And last thing about the situation, I know Imani Bates was trying to stick up for Thanasis, but he literally said he has to be one of the best locker room guys and he's keeping the energy up. I feel like, one, that's a very backhanded compliment. And two, he's not getting paid $1 million to keep the energy up. He's getting paid to play.
Yeah, they pay the girls that do the flips and the people that throw t-shirts
in the crowd.
All of them, there they get the energy up. Right? The niggas supposed to get the energy up. Yeah.
Right. You're not right.
Secondly,
and we love the family, you know?
Is Imani Bates a rookie?
Yeah.
How the fuck you know he a great locker room guy? When the fuck y'all was on the same team? And if y'all played in some summer league, you don't know what it's like for him all year round in the NBA. You don't know this. Nigga said, I got the feeling he's a great locker room guy. He gives me that vibes. Come on, bro. Let's get these .5s out of here, these dime bags.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
Two Big Macs, like when they doing